this woman from Amina. It was a great warrior.
Yes, Queen Amina.
Queen Amina was very, very. You have people like Rassam Kuti, even though he didn't fight war, was very, very active in politics and war. And of course, politics and war, they go pari passu in both cases. So it is true that this is in our blood. And if civil ones are children that are in the battlefield now, or are still serving, if you trace their history, they have maybe their forefather fought in the First and Second World War, or their immediate parents, or their mothers. That is why military and armed forces is more of family. Because they are still more of family. So if your father did not serve with me, maybe your brother must have served with me, maybe, and we beget warriors. So that is one of the reasons why, but it's not peculiar to the armed forces alone. It's all sphere of our endeavor as a nation, as a people of the nation. And the motivations I told you, all this that's happening now in Singapore and various places, it's a sort of motivation. People are motivated. In those days, we are happy to see soldiers, and up to today. You go to a village, everybody, the children will be coming. I don't know what motivated them, but I know that they are always wanting to see soldiers. They are also wanting to associate with soldiers. And if you are, just as I mentioned, if you don't have you must definitely have somebody in the armed forces.
All right, Major, let me pause you there and quickly, because I can see that the momentum is gradually building up at the National Arcade for the commencement of that. But before we get to see what is happening in Abuja, let's go to Asaba in Delta State, where Ngozi will be giving us the feelers from that side. Asaba equally played a crucial role during Nigeria's civil war, used to be known as the Midwest region then, before state's creation came about. Ngozi, what are we having this day, this moment in Asaba?
Okay, good morning. The stage is set here in Asaba. The dignitaries that we are expecting include the governor of Delta State. Other dignitaries are already seated. The 14th Asaba of Asaba is already seated. The deputy governor of the state is already seated. The chief judge of the state, they're all seated. They are just waiting for the arrival of the governor. And the people beside me that will be doing the parade soon, we have the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Air Force, the Nigerian Legion, and the Nigerian Navy. They are set to start the parade. In no distant time, they are set. Before now, I saw the arrival of the wives of the fallen heroes. They are also here on ground. The traditional rulers as well are here, and civilians as well. They are here. But I have somebody here who wants to say a word or two about our fallen heroes.
Yes, it's a very wonderful day for the simple fact that this is a very, very symbolic occasion. A ceremony dedicated to honor men and women who have paid the supreme sacrifice, maintaining the territorial integrity of Nigeria, keeping the nation right. We have had 3 wars: the First World War, Second World War, and also the Nigerian Civil War. To me, it's a very, very honorable event. It's one dedicated to take a look at people who are mostly unsung. If you, there is usually a statue of the unknown soldier. Who is the unknown soldier? That man that died. Nobody knew where he died or when he died, but mostly we know that it's during the wars. So it's a very, very symbolic occasion. And for me, it's an emotional moment, because I remember that Nigerian Civil War, I lost my elder brother. He died, and he was almost like the apple of a very, very iconic person. He was very, very charismatic. He died serving this country. So this is one event that is worth celebrating. And we are happy that we are gathered here. And it's a good one for Nigeria, that they should recognize persons, men and women, who have made monumental contribution to the development of this country. So it's a good one.
Okay. Some persons are still talking about their welfare. What do you think should be done concerning their welfare?
Yes, of course, they should be taken care of. Because imagine without security, no nation can survive. In fact, it's the fundamental root of the development of any nation. They should be taken care of. And I know that government, being very, very responsible, we have a responsible government both at the national and the state level, that they will be taken care of. But it is a wonderful call. That is what should be done. But I know that government across Nigeria, 36 states of the federation, of course, the president of the Federal Republic, that is somebody that is perceptive and also very, very responsible. When we have a responsible leader, all we need to say that he should continue to be patient, and I know that government will take care of them, because government ought to do that. Yes.
Thank you very much, Comrade Chiazo.
Congratulations on this very day.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful one for all of us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. For now, when the events unfold, we're going to be bringing you more stories from here. Back to Benji in the studio.
All right, Mugozi, I'd like to appreciate you for your contribution from Asaba over there to also tell us the mood concerning the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance and Celebration Day. Different centers across the country are getting ready to commemorate this year's celebration and anniversary. But before we go over to the national arcade, I'd like you to quickly weigh in on this, Major Abiola. In the course of a conversation, we've spoken about the transition and the trajectory from the First World War to the Second World War to the Nigerian Civil War. And of course, what we're having at the moment now in terms of internal security challenges and the motivation. One big point that Brigadier General Temlong raised is the reintroduction of history into the curriculum of the school system, which has quite been lost for a period of time. Nowadays, that we have more of those who didn't have a bite of history while in primary or secondary school, having more time on the phone than in the books. How would this really bring back the fond memories of the fallen heroes and unsung heroes in the country?
Yes, to bring back the fond memories of our departed colleagues. Just as you have said, education is key. For instance, I was trying to remember Queen Amina for her role in operation in the armed forces. We call it now modern armed forces. So, in our own time, we are taught visual kingdom, air economy, empire, the Oyo Empire, the Benin Empire, and also so many like that. Now, because the tribal war has really subsided because of the education. So maybe if I'm not dedicated, me and you will not be here. And many of the security challenges we are having is lack of education. They are uninformed. People who are perpetuating this, they are very, very uninformed. I was telling you that even I was trying to inform you that even what is happening in Nigeria, that is happening all over, because I was lucky. Our parents made us to go to school.
Major Abiola, please let me pause you for a moment. Right now, let's go over to the National Arcade. And Naja Atu is ready to give us something new concerning the commencement of the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance and Celebration Day. Over to you, Naja Atu.
Thank you, Ayo. We're counting down to the commencement proper. The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has arrived as well. And so any minute from now, we'll be starting the occasion proper. And just before we get into all that, just to quickly let you know that this is also an opportunity for Nigerians to understand, since there are a lot of symbols, we're talking about sacrifice. It's an opportunity for Nigerians to understand the kind of sacrifice that the Nigerian military makes on a daily basis to ensure that the territorial integrity of Nigeria remains intact. And of course, the military is particular about gender, giving equal opportunities to both men and women when it comes to serving the nation. And here we have the National Coordinator of the Female Veterans, Morenike Henry, to talk about this aspect that the military has contributed to us. So we have with us the National Coordinator to tell us a little bit about this aspect of the military. Thank you for joining NTA.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yes. So on this solemn occasion, what do you have to say about the contributions that female veterans have made to building this nation and protecting it?
Actually, the association is just coming up, female military veteran. Our contribution to the veteran and the widows, with the widows and the military's wives, is to see into their condition, because we have lived in the barrack as a soldier before. We know what their problem is. We know what their condition is. With this association now that we are just coming up with, we can reach out to them medically and education, training, and bringing them up and give them hope.
So what are some of the things that women, of course, in the military have contributed? Those that are no longer serving and those that are serving, and of course, those that are keeping the home front, that is the wives and the widows.
For example, we are not the wife, we are the military, we are military ladies. We serve the same thing with the men. But we find out as a woman, you are a mother. You know what home need, and you know what children need. So we decided to form this association to look into the women's situation and the children's situation and our own situation in the barracks and the aged ones among the military female veterans.
All right, thank you very much, ma'am. I've been speaking with Morenike Henry, that's the National Coordinator of the Female Veterans who have served in the nation, in their capacity, of course, as soldiers. Like I said earlier, the Nigerian military gives equal opportunity to both women and men. And speaking of opportunities, this is a chance for Nigerians to understand the kind of sacrifices that they make daily. Mrs. Henry just gave us an example of how a soldier, a female soldier, is also a mother, also a wife, and how she has to leave the home front to execute her duties. So that itself is a sacrifice, among many other things. And this is why they formed the association, to understand that there is a need, there is a gap, and they wish to fill that. I also have another member.
Well, my name is Deputy Veteran Commander Dr. Awal Abdullahi Aliyu, the spokesperson, Ministry of Defense, Ministerial Standing Committee on Military Veterans Welfare. And like you know, today is the 15th of January, Armed Forces Remembrance Day, that we do remember the fallen heroes. And certainly, today's event called for sober reflection. But apart from that, as a military veteran in Nigeria, there are many things that we're entitled to. Gracious enough, the President and Commander-in-Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu have been magnanimous in terms of looking after the welfare and well-being of veterans. Just recently, we were paid first 50% and second 50% of our entitlement, even though we had to go to the street to protest. But it was not the fault of the Commander-in-Chief, because he has done the needful. That's number one. Also, just about 2-3 weeks ago, the President and Commander-in-Chief approved for serving military generals some special package, which was a welcome thing. While we are appreciating the Commander-in-Chief for doing that, we are equally calling him to also do that, let that go down the ladder, and as well as looking at the military military veterans. In that direction, we are also using this medium to call on the President and Commander-in-Chief to consider soldiers that fought on the side of the Nigerian troops during the Civil War. Right now, those that fought against Nigeria were on military pension board payroll. But
so that is exactly what this day is about, after all. And of course, the national chairman of the Nigerian Legion has already spoken about that. We just want to final words for Nigerian, final word concerning appreciation. What is it that Nigerians ought to appreciate about what veterans have done?
Well, Nigerians need to appreciate veterans for the fact that we have sacrificed our lives to protect the territorial integrity of this country against external aggression. We are also working as members of the armed forces to continuously protect the lives and property of Nigerians, and then it is only when you have a strong armed forces that a country can stand on its own. The President and Commander-in-Chief today is reliably leading this country because he has a very strong armed forces. He has reliable hands that are leading the armed forces. Talking about the Ministers of Defense, Badaru Abubakar, Dr. Bello Matawale, of course the Chief of Defense Staff, General C.G. Musa, the service chiefs of the tri-service of the armed forces. Those are very professional, strong hands that are assisting the President and Commander-in-Chief in ensuring that the country is secured. Yes, we know there are challenges of security here and there, but they are all surmountable, and the serving troops are doing that. While we as veterans have paid our own dues, and then some of us are dead, some are bedridden, while the likes of us who are still standing and strong is by the grace of God. But still, we are appreciative of the President, and we want Nigerians to continue to give special appreciation and special recognition to veterans anywhere they find themselves, because these are the people that protect this country and still protecting this country for you to live in peace and harmony.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. My name is Deputy Veteran Commander Awal Abdullahi Aliu, the spokesperson, Ministry of Defense, Ministerial Standing Committee on Veterans Welfare.
Thank you very much, sir. And so he has summed it up. He has talked about the contributions veterans made and are still making this day. And Ayo, before I wrap up, I've been saying over and over again that this is an opportunity, a chance for Nigerians to see the Nigerian Armed Forces, a military that they can be proud of. The Nigerian military has evolved to become not just three separate arms of one entity, but it now moves as one body. It moves completely as an entity with its air component, land component, and of course the marine component. This is the way the Nigerian military now moves, in such a way that you cannot talk about any success, any operation without all three being involved. And earlier in the year, last year rather, when the president spoke about, when President Bola Tinubu was speaking in glowing terms about the Nigerian military, he did make an important point for Nigerians to understand, saying that no citizen ever, anywhere in the world, ever talks down or talks badly about the people that give their lives to save them, to serve them every day. And this is echoed everywhere around the world. And so such a solemn occasion here at the National Arcade gives Nigerians an opportunity to reflect on the sacrifices that the men and women of the armed forces of Nigeria make on a daily basis. These are people made up of men and women from every local government, every locality, every area you can think of, speaking every Nigerian language, in every dialect that you can think of, coming together, volunteering to serve, knowing the risks involved, yet still signing up for it. So it is also, though a solemn occasion for reflection, it is also an opportunity for Nigerians to understand what the military does every day. And just before I quickly wrap up, Ayo, there's an interlude right now. Guests continue to arrive, and I'm sure you can see that there's a firing party behind me, and of course there's a wreath which is part of the ceremony. And once the ceremony commences, you can expect to see some of these symbols which will be explained in the course of the ceremony. And right here is where the wreaths will be laid in commemoration, to commemorate the fallen heroes and of course also honor those that are living. And so I was saying that the Nigerian military has made a lot of successes so far, And like some of our speakers who we interviewed have said, there are challenges, but the President Tinubu has given the Nigerian military a pass mark, and the military continues to improve. It is really important to note that the way the Nigerian military operates now, like I said, is one body. When you think of so much of the operations that the military does to ensure safety, you see a heavy collaboration from all three fronts. So on that note, Ayo, I'm going to hand back to you. I can hear sirens, which means the special guest of honor is on his way, and then we'll bring you more updates, Ayo.
I'd like to thank you for the situation reports there, letting us know that the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, arrived earlier, and of course, the siren also there signifying perhaps the imminent arrival of the special guest of honor. Thank you so much for that update from the National Arcade as we await the commencement proper for the event. Well, the conversation is still ongoing about the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance and, of course, Celebration Day. Well, initially, I wanted to reconnect with Brigadier General Tem Long in Jos. But before we go back to him, my colleague, Ajingi in Kaduna, would also tell us what is going on right there in the city of Kaduna. Kaduna is the home to so many different military institutions and formation. Tell us, what are we expecting for today's Remembrance and Celebration Day?
Of course, Kaduna State is a home to so many military formations here. The Nigerian Defense Academy, the Armed Forces Command and Staff College Jaji, and a number of them. Virtually, everybody, military officer that has passed through Kaduna might have
With this, it is with deep respect and gratitude.
Oh, just a little challenge with getting the audio of Ajingi there in Kaduna, who was trying to establish what is ongoing out there in Kaduna. But before we reconnect with him, I've just been updated that we have the arrival of the special guest of honor at today's celebration. Imminently, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, there at the National Arcade to attend the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance and Celebration Day. Let's feel ambience from the National Arcade.
Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, senior officers, ladies and gentlemen, on arrival, the Vice President is being received there by the Senate President, the Speaker, House of Representatives, the Secretary of the Government of the Federation, the Service Chiefs, and the Inspector General of Police. and is being led there to the saluting days for the national anthem. We shall be witnessing that shortly. May we please rise for the national anthem. Officers and warrant officers in uniform are to please salute. Thank you. Please take your seats. Thank you. The national anthem we just listened to heralded the arrival of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Kashim Shettima, Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger. At the moment, we can see the parade commander marching smartly to present the state of officers and men and the Nigerian Legion to the special guest of honor. By His Excellency, the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. At the moment, witnessing is the Vice President being led there by the Commander Gas Brigade, proceeding for the commencement of the next phase of this solemn occasion, which is the laying of the distinguished guests, senior officers, ladies and gentlemen. The still event unfolding here at the National Arcade venue for the 2025 Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day Parade. As he proceeds, please happy viewing. Thank you. Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency's most distinguished invited guests, senior officers, ladies and gentlemen. At the moment, what you are witnessing is the firing party commanders, Sergeant Sunday Javan, marching the firing party, accompanied by the dignitaries that will be laying wreath this morning. At the end of that will be the last post. The last post is a big call used in military funerals and ceremonies to commemorate those killed in action. The custom dates back to the 17th century. Therefore, the last post that will be sounded is in honor of our fallen heroes who paid the supreme price for their country, Nigeria. We shall be witnessing that